How did you see that game unfold? Obviously them sitting very deep and eventually finding the breakthrough.
Yeah, you have to keep banging on the door. Obviously you want to get the breakthrough earlier to open up the game. I felt it was a harsh decision on Enzo. Maybe he puts his hands on him. I think in the Premier League is probably a goal. But the players, sometimes you just have to keep going. You have to keep knocking on the door, but you also have to keep the back door shut. There are things I was pleased with. There are things that we need to improve on. But overall, the body language of the group, they kept going. They were making block after block and save after save. I was delighted for Moy to get the goal and get the result we deserved.
Dom.
Liam, presumably you'd have liked to win by a few more tonight, not only because that's what you would have gone in wanting, but also because the table now looks really tight with lots of teams on 13 points. And also just a word on Moises, who's increasingly becoming a regular goal scorer for this club.
Yeah, Moy is an outstanding player, a world-class midfield player. I don't know how many headers he's actually scored in his career, but we're always a threat on set plays. He's a top player. But no, when you play against the low block, your pivot players can be higher up the pitch. He scored a couple from outside the box this season, and hopefully he can keep chipping in with goals to help us win more games of football.
And in terms of wanting to score a few more tonight as well?
Oh, sorry, yeah. In terms of course, you always want to score more goals. You always want to win by bigger margins. But the reality of our situation is now we're in the top 8. If we win, we have a fantastic chance to go through. We have a very difficult game against Crystal Palace on Sunday that we need to prepare for, and then we'll assess that game of how we go about it next Wednesday.
Peter.
Hi Liam, could I just do an injury check? Cole Palmer wasn't involved today. What's the latest with him? Yeah,
precautionary. He felt something really, really minor in the game against Brentford, actually quite early in the game. So credit to him to keep going through it. But I don't want to risk any players at this stage, especially players of Cole's quality. He's got a really good chance to be involved and start the game on Sunday, and we'll keep preparing him for that.
Is that related to his groin, which he's obviously been struggling with for a while?
No.
Okay. And Reece James went off at half-time. Was that just a decision because of minutes? Or
minutes, and making sure that he's prepared for. We are playing Wednesday, Saturday, and I want to make sure Reece is available as much as possible because he's an outstanding player and he's a leader in our group.
Jacob, over here, please.
Hi Liam. Is Liam the Delap player lacking confidence at the moment?
I wouldn't say so. Liam's an outstanding player. It's very difficult for a centre forward to find spaces when a team defends as deep as Pafo did. I think Liam prefers open spaces to run into and use his speed and his pace. But no, he did a lot of really good things today with and without the ball. I wouldn't say he's lacking confidence at all.
Liam, what have you got to do to get these fans on side? Because it still feels quite low key for a Champions League game. They're still singing about the ownership. How do you change that?
I just have to keep focusing on the job, which is try to win as many games as possible. I can't affect what people prejudge me as or prejudge things that are happening. Well, from my point of view, I'm very excited for the future of the club. With the squad that we have, the youth of the squad, how much it can improve, and with small things and little tweaks and little improvements, I think this team can go a long way. I would love the fans to be with us and to be with me, but to do that I need to earn that. It's two-way.
Simon.
Hey Liam, touching on the task that faces you next week, I know you're probably just thinking Crystal Palace right now, but is that a task that Chelsea should be daunted by or not fearful of? Because obviously probably a win is what's required to finish in the top 8.
I think this club is ever daunted about any fixture. We know it will be a difficult game. Antonio's an incredible coach, but I'm not daunted by that prospect at all. They have to win, which changes the dynamic of the game a little bit, but my focus now is on Crystal Palace. Honestly, I've spoken to the players about how important the next game is. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We'll do 2 more, Gary and then Nizar.
Been a great night, Liam. Congratulations. When your first game as a Champions League head coach, you won 2 games at home on the bounce, now in the top 8. But the big question the whole world wants to know is the sticker on Billy McCulloch's head, always connected. What does that mean?
Yeah, for me, there's in jokes with the players. Billy's an institution here. The players love him. He's a massive personality. He understands the tradition of this football club, and I want my players to enjoy in moments and relax a little bit more. I'm demanding on them when they need to be demanded on, for sure. But it was nice to see a few smiles on